Hey, here we are, everybody. It's in the 2-minute warm-up. That went fast. I don't know how it just goes. We're in the 2-minute warm-up, Mayor. Okay. Let's get Marilyn on. $4:59. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Looks like stuff's coming in, I think, Mayor, so I hope it stays that way. We'll see.
Okay.
Okie dokie. So I hope everybody's having a good day. And hey, Lenora from Mississippi Gulf Coast. Good to see you. Hi, Krista. Thank you. Good to see you. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. Thanks for sprinkling. Krista. Hi, Ada. Good to see you. And I don't know.
You're cutting in sooner than I'm getting it. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know. Hey, thanks for the hearts. Hi, Candy. Good to see you. It's 5 o'clock. Well, it's our first time at the Mischievous Friends Crafting Group. Is that it, Mayor?
Yeah, Mischievous Friends.
Mischievous Friends. So this is exciting, I guess, and it's we thank Janice and Krista for inviting us.
Hi, Carla.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it. And we have a theme today. Everybody's making angels, so that's what we'll be making. But of course, Marilyn put her own twist on it, so we'll see how it goes. I don't know about you guys, but oh, before I continue, hey, it's Marilyn and John, done by me, coming to you live from Magnolia Hall on the Delaware in the tavern room of the 1860 house, right, Mayor?
Yep, 1859, 1860.
1859, 1860, take your pick. But I don't know how everybody else is, but I don't know.
Hi, Randy.
Normally the hour doesn't bother me, but I gotta tell you, I feel pretty discombobulated today losing that hour.
I think we're moving to Arizona.
We're moving to Arizona? Why is
where
that?
they don't change the time.
Oh boy, that's exciting. That would be nice.
Just when we have a schedule.
Yeah, we're all used to schedule. Now it's time to change. And
Everybody has to eat at a certain time, and if you change anything up, everybody's upset.
so I don't know. Like I said, normally it doesn't really bother me, but this time it did. So I hope everybody's doing well.
I ate candy. That's to try to get over the hump.
Marlon ate candy.
Krista said she'll take a shot of tequila here in the tavern.
Uh-oh. I don't know if we have tequila down here.
Candy said, sounds like a good group name for us. Hi, Bernice. Hi, Sandy.
Yeah, so hey.
We have some stuff here. I didn't realize, hi, Allegra. Thank you, Bernice. I didn't realize that liquor had a longer shelf life, and when we moved, I opened a cabinet that hi Lori with an I. Yeah, Ada said time change's terrible for her too. But when I opened the cabinet to move, a couple of the bottles that I hadn't seen in years and years and years. I looked and they were empty. So I don't know whether liquor evaporates even with a tight seal on it, or whether somebody in their teenage years hit those bottles of sauce.
Krista says, I hope you didn't eat the Tootsie Rolls.
No, we avoid anything that looks like a Tootsie Roll we don't eat. But then we had some other liquor that I threw away because I thought I had it for a long time, and then somebody said, I can't believe you threw that away. But I never
Yeah,
drank
we
it.
don't
You had
know.
parties and people bring stuff, and
Yeah, we just don't know.
Lenora said her dogs hate time change.
Yeah, I guess everybody gets discombobulated. I know I am.
Oh boy, Lenora, you have a 16-year-old dachshund. I had a dachshund that lived to about that age.
Cool.
And right now we're struggling. Hi Janice, how are you? Hi Michelle. Right now we're struggling with, we have 2 dogs that are almost 17 and they're not doing well. One's blind and deaf and the other one, we'll just say isn't doing well. She's in kidney failure. So that hit us today with some dog issues. Hi Lisa Kid. Yeah, somebody told me that, Lenora. I didn't know it. I thought it did, and I threw all these bottles away.
Yeah,
Moved.
we don't know. Well, we're gonna. Obviously, the theme is angels. So, Marilyn, we always say, "What's up, Marilyn's sleeves?" So we're gonna see how this angel goes together. I hope it works.
Yeah, we try not to buy anything. It's fun finding things in the yard, and we haven't been along the river for a while now.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah, to get more craft supplies.
So I'm gonna get this top piece off.
And what is that, John?
This is you guys have seen this before
They're the balusters, and they came from like
from the 1800s, some
yeah,
1800s house.
some historic 1800s house, but neither of us can remember what the person told us they were. But we just know they're from the 1800s. Hi Kathy, how are you? So now anything we make, we want to be able to use, and this is something I figured that we would enjoy having. So that's how I got the idea. But going back to the bottles, one of my favorite shows when I was young was Leave It to Beaver. And one of the episodes, there's one episode where Beaver, and I think it's Larry, gets stuck in a one of those billboards. They want to see if it's really stuck in that billboard. And of course, wasn't it Larry that had his father was always on a trip and his mother was older, and she was always going to say, "Well, when your father comes home,
Yeah,
Larry."
I remember.
I think it was Larry. He was a cute little kid. He was just very cute. But the one I think about, and I tried to show my grandson, we found it on YouTube to show him. Lenora said her little guy has developed arthritis and cataracts. Yeah. But, hi Jennifer. But we, with the Leave It to Beaver, Beaver goes to this pet store, and I forget what the pet store owner's name was, but he buys a little alligator and he brings it home, and he's trying to figure out where he keeps it, and he keeps it in the back of the toilet tank. Allegra said alcohol sterile used as an antiseptic for surgeries. Well, this is how this story is. So he keeps the little alligator in the toilet tank, and it's not doing well. So he goes to the pet store, and the pet store tells him he needs to put some alcohol on the alligator's skin. So he's putting the alcohol. He sneaks and takes some of his parents' alcohol. If you remember, he was just like 10 or something. He was a cute little kid. Hi, Sandy. How are you? And he's putting that on there. And then the alligator gets bigger, so he takes it down and puts it in the wash tub in the basement. Well, in the meantime, Mrs. Cleaver, what was her first name?
June.
June, yeah. Hi, Kelly, how are you? June hires a cleaning woman, and then they notice that their alcohol's been gone. They're like, who's drinking the alcohol? You know, somebody's getting into it. And then the cleaning woman goes to the basement basement to get a mop or something, and she sees the alligator, and she comes running up. There's an alligator in your basement, and she doesn't want to go down. And so it turned out it wasn't the cleaning woman that had issues, but it was Beaver with the alcohol and the alligator. But it was just a funny story when you were young, and Beaver was always getting into trouble, you know, innocently. And his friend, the mom was like older of his friend. Oh, you chopped off part of that.
Good, right?
Yep. And hold it up and see if they see an angel now. Do you see an angel now? But what was your favorite show when you were growing up, your favorite thing? I never liked Lassie. I would cry all the time and be so worried that it wasn't going to go well. And my brother would always say, oh, it's going to be fine, you know, why you get upset? But I didn't want to watch the show because I was so upset. John, what show did you like to watch?
Let's see.
Car 54, where are you?
Oh yeah, that goes way back, but I don't think that was on when I was, I don't know how I caught reruns of Car 54, but I always liked, I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, Jill said she liked Mr. Ed.
Yeah, I remember that show. Why can't I just think, it just escaped me.
And Michelle said she can see the angel.
Good.
Yeah, I loved your project, Michelle. I loved everybody's project today. They really came out good. But you're always a heavy hitter, Michelle, with your hit a home run with those projects. Tootie and Muldoon.
Yeah, that's
and I love Lucy. Everybody loved that. Oh, Allegra said I love Lucy.
Yeah, that was definitely a good show too. The Honeymooners was funny.
With the chocolate, everybody loved that when Lucy and Evelyn worked at the chocolate place.
Yeah.
And Crafty Farmers is on next, and here they are. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, Candy said Andy Griffith.
Yeah, that's a good show too. I like that show.
I can picture them whistling, and Aunt B.
Yes.
They had great shows when we were young.
Yeah, they're all classic stuff.
Yeah. I took one of my kids on a trip. I loved, Sandy said Petticoat Junction.
Yeah, I remember that show too.
Yeah, that was fun. I remember Seinfeld, and I went on a bus trip with one of my kids. We went up to New York. I didn't tell them what it was. We took a bus from a local bus up to New York and got on that reality bus and got a reality tour of Seinfeld. They took us where all the different episodes were, the soup kitchen, and the real McCoys. That was good.
Yeah.
Later it was the Waltons, but the real McCoys. And when I was 6th grade, we used to play out the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh yeah, that's a funny show too.
Oh, Michelle said she liked The Family Affair.
Oh, I remember that show too.
Oh man. Get rid of that, sister. But there was just so many good shows. That little spindle, we don't know. We had a bunch of them. I don't know whether they came from the back of a chair or what. We just have tons of parts of things. So if something we pick on the curve isn't good, we break it down and put all the spindles in containers. So that's a small spindle. It looks like it might have been from the back of the chair.
Yeah, I think it was.
But we don't get rid of anything. Oh, Sandy said My Three Sons. Oh, I love My Three Sons.
That's a classic.
And the Partridge Family and the Brady Family. The Brady Bunch. Janice is living. I told you, John. Janice said she has 9 kids. She's living the Brady Bunch. More than the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, there's so many good shows. Hi, Julie. Hope I'm catching everybody as they're coming in. You're all welcome to come in and grab a chair.
Oh,
John didn't break it down already.
Yeah. That reminds me, I just was thinking, Marilyn said, I guess I'll do a commercial, but I think we're only 4 followers away from reaching the next level. We're not monetized, so it's fun to watch our numbers grow, and that gives us joy. So if you're not following us, hey, we'd love to have you follow us. And hey, we also, I guess it's on, where is it, Mary? On our page, I think we have a link to our YouTube channel. Is that what it is? So we're trying to get that thing going too. So if you want to subscribe to that, check us out there too. That's awesome as well. I can't think of that show that I mean, I like the Munsters, but that wasn't the show I was thinking of.
Dick Van Dyke and the Flying Nun. I never saw the Flying Nun. And there was Patty Duke, which was very intriguing because they were cousins, but Patty Duke played both parts. And you always tried to figure out how could they have her on there playing both parts. But they have, one of them had their back to them, and they had different hairstyles. They were always very cool. What was your show about that you liked?
It's just
Lone
left me.
Ranger?
Oh, I mean, if you think about, I think I like show. You like different shows when at different ages that you were growing up. I remember the Highway Patrol. I used to like that show.
Thank you, Nelda. Yeah, so if you didn't see that, and Candy said the Three Stooges.
Oh yeah, well I always liked the Three
John
Stooges.
had one of his examining rooms as the all Three Stooges stuff in it. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But if you didn't see John pulling his hair out over technology, yeah, Sally Fields and the Flying Nun. If you don't see John with that video, it's a reel on our page. Oh, the Addams Family.
Yeah, I like that show.
And
the Monsters, yep.
Yeah, you guys are thinking of oldies and goodies. But John made a cute video, and you know we're always pulling people's legs, so that's what that video is. But Candy had suggested that topic, and so we followed through and made a video at an appropriate time when John was pulling his hair out. And then we did put it on Facebook, or not Facebook, it's on Facebook, and it's also on YouTube under the Done By Me, but in the shorts.
It's in the shorts, yes.
Yeah, it's just a quick little thing, but just to put a laugh on your face. Sometimes we're serious and sometimes we're just having fun. And after teaching kids for so many years and raising kids, and I was the house that had all the exchange students and always had the big sleepovers. So the best offense is defense, so I'd always be laughing with the kids and having a good time. My favorite Martian, Mr. Ed, little Rachel's, I don't know what that is, I'm not familiar with that. Yeah, but Mr. Ed, and I like that other one that I think was called Mother-in-Law, and nobody remembers seeing that.
I kind of remember that. My mother-in-law?
Something, Mother-in-Law, yeah, and the one mom was, who were the two actors? The couple, the girl was really cute and really tiny and had long black hair, and the husband, yeah, Michelle said you'd have to smack the TV and adjust. And I'm sorry, it's coming fast. If I miss it, she said you have to adjust the rabbit ear, so I might be missing some comments. The funny thing was, oh yeah, his flip phone, if you paid it, that's right. We can you believe we saved everything, and that was an old flip phone that we had. So that was supposed to be funny. We weren't going to try to get him typing a letter saying, they said to send emails, so I thought it was a professional typing with a typewriter. But I don't know how to send it. But we just decided we'd just do it real quick. And it means that it happened. show them what you have?
I did.
Oh, an old license plate. I'm trying to read the comments.
I
I'm
know.
trying to do my job.
You didn't see that I showed them.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But we went out, we were just looking through fun things that we have. Oh, Father's knows best, yeah. And that favorite, leave it to Beaver. But when we went up in that billboard to see if the safe was really in there, I never saw Lost in Space.
What?
Lost in Space.
Yeah, I remember that show. That robot, warning, warning, warning.
Yeah, I never saw that. My dad goes, hi Nina, how are you? My dad liked all the cowboy shows.
Yeah, I like the Rifleman.
You couldn't clip it with the clippers?
I tried. It's
Because if you
It's
just
'cause
get
it's
it going,
thick.
if you just get it going a little bit, then maybe you can bend it and it will just crack. My dad liked all the cowboy shows.
yeah, I don't.
Happy Sunday to you, Nora. And so we watched Petticoat Junction, but he watched like the Rifleman, I don't know, whatever the cowboy shows were. And since he was the leader of the house, oh, Courtship of Betty's Father, I never saw that, but I heard it was good. But my dad watched those, and we lived across from a church, and one of our neighbors sponsored a tell my story when you're making so much noise.
Sorry, it's too thick for that thing.
Oh, did you try bending it?
Yeah, it's because there's some of the metal's really thick and it won't bend.
Oh, okay. But we had an exchange student. I went to school with them, and I didn't do it. Hurry up and get it over with.
Cutting metal is trying. Okay, one down, one to go. But tell your story.
They said, be careful with your hands.
Yes, thank you.
Rusty metal.
Thank you.
But we had an exchange student from Thailand and one from that the church sponsored, and one from Vietnam. And that's when, you know, that was in the late 60s, so not a good time for Vietnam. But anyway, the boy from Vietnam, they placed him in a home of very wealthy, very educated people. And they wanted him to, you know, become Americanized and live like how they live, but not a lot of Americans live like that. But the mom of the house, she would go in and she would find this Vietnamese boy sleeping on the floor. He refused to sleep in the bed. He said it was too soft and it made weak, soft people. And she kept telling him, you have to get up and get in the bed. So already they had like an ongoing problem. And, but they wanted him only to be exposed to very fine educational things. So somehow he befriended my dad, and my dad was a character, and had a very professional job and all that, but just a character. I guess that's where I get some of mine from him. John never met him, but he's heard stories. But anyway, this Vietnamese boy would come over and watch TV with my dad and watch cowboy shows. And it was kind of funny because he'd sneak over so he could do that. And he would tell her, like, I guess he was working on his homework or something, and he'd come over and he'd eat with my dad. And I think he was old enough, or my dad felt it was okay. My dad might have given him a beer during that time, too.
Oh, geez, really?
Yeah, it was funny because he and my dad kind of partnered up on watching cowboy shows.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
Here we go again.
Come on, John, you can do it.
Yeah, not quite as tight.
So when we go to the flea market, this was from this little tiny kind of fun flea market. I should take some pictures of it to show you guys. We haven't gone to the flea market for a while because we don't need to buy anything. But there were some guys that did excavating, I think, John, wasn't it? And
yes.
They had some interesting things there. And they moved away. They started working for another excavating company. But they had some of the coolest things. And they just had piles of old rusty stuff and all kinds of things. And we just rummaged around and made a pile on them. I call them a Gomer pile. And then they would give us a good break. Oh, that's another show, Gomer Pile.
Gomer Pile, that's right.
Hi, Cena. How are you? John is joining in the fun and festivities of the mischievous craft today. And the theme is angels. And so...
so we're going to make an angel from stuff we found around here that Marilyn figured would be good.
Yeah, and I like to create things myself. So I didn't look at Pinterest or anything like that. We just went through the things that we had in different places. And we changed our mind about 6 times on the wings, didn't we, John?
We did.
We had a piece of wood, and then we had, what was the second thing? Oh, one of
we were
those
going to
old
use the
ceiling tiles,
tin,
but
yeah.
I was concerned because, first it was that sheet metal, and then I said, John, that's really sharp on the edge. You can really get cut with that. So then we went to a ceiling tile, one of the old ceiling tiles like we have in the barn. We put up in the barn, and then I said, that's going to be hard to cut. Cena said, California in the house, whoop, whoop.
All right.
And we went through all this stuff. Then we went out in the barn to look for some things, and for the little spindles. And I said to John, wait, let's use this license plate. So that's where we got the idea. We never really start out with something. We just kind of wander around and look at the stuff we have. And there are all kinds of cool ideas and things that if we wanted to make this more elaborate, we could put crystals, like chandelier crystals on it and all. But we just came with something simplistic that John should get pretty far on it within the hour. So right now he's measuring the center of the license plate. See, I just wing it and hammer that sucker on, but John's going to measure it. And in case you needed to know, I offered John so many times to cut his hair, but he says he doesn't want to waste the time of his day on a haircut. So we may be doing sheep shearing as soon as we have a nice day.
All right.
Last year I gave my haircut outside. We trimmed one of the dogs and we trimmed John, and so we had big piles of
Yeah,
hair
it'll be
in the
good when
yard.
it's outside, because then all the mess can just stay outside.
Yeah, we put a chair out there in the wooded area. Oh boy, it was sunny here today, and it was like in the 50s, but a little breezy. So we were going to go outside, but it was a little too breezy, and the phone a lot of times picks up the wind, and then you can't hear anything or hear very well.
Much like when you're cutting metal.
Yeah. But the metal one sounds.
Yeah.
The other thing you could do, John, is put it on a block of wood and put a nail there and hit it with a hammer and that'll puncture.
It's just until I get it started, man.
Okay.
I'm seeing shavings.
Oh, right through your workbench.
What?
Right through your workbench.
No, there's a hole.
Oh, okay. Was the hole there before you started?
Yes, it was. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah, and Allegra said the birds can use the hair in their nests.
That's exactly right.
It's always fun when oh, Candy said I should go live when I'm giving him a haircut. The thing is, I just
There you go.
cut his hair and my hair the same. I just use an old pair of scissors and just whack away, and nothing fancy or accurate.
I forget how far down I had that. Oh, it was at the top of that. Okay.
John talks to himself when he's working too. And I can't hear him. I'm like, what? And then he's like, I'm talking to myself. But it was loud enough for me to eavesdrop.
Oh boy.
But you might have seen in some of our pictures, how John looked while he was working, and he didn't look like this. He had no beard and short hair, and I think a couple times I cut your hair when it was short even, or maybe quite a few times.
Yep.
Just out of it's economical, and you can just do it at your convenience. You know, you used to be able to walk to a barber shop and just get a haircut, listen to the stories set in the barber shop, and now it's like the barbers, I don't know whether it's every place or just here, the barbers have to go to beauty school. You can't apprentice to be a barber. You have to, here, to be a legal barber, you have to go to beauty school. So everything's a little more challenging. And where I lived before, there was a barber shop around the corner, and the one day I just wanted my hair trimmed, and I walked in there and I said, can you, I wanted my hair trimmed, and the guy's like, we don't do ladies' hair. He was very indignant that I even walked in to ask. But when I was
That's
young,
pretty crazy.
my mom got my hair cut at the barber shop. I had to have one of those very stylish, and the haircut you wanted, pixie. My mother would get that darn pixie haircut, and do you guys remember that, or did you have it? And basically it was just all chopped up and really short. Would have been better with a boy's haircut, but the barber did it, and I think it was like 50 cents for the haircut. And I remember one time walking into the 5 and 10 after I got my haircut, I might have been like 8 or 10. My mom would just go give me the money and say, stop on the way home and get your haircut, and tell them you want a pixie. And I went into the 5 and 10, and the woman's like, your hair has been ruined. She was like almost in tears because they butchered it up so badly. I had little fine wispy blonde hair. I'll have to post pictures of when I was young. You'll want to cry. I was not an attractive young child. That looks cool, John. So there's his angel with his wings.
This way.
Should be higher.
Higher. Like you on it there?
Should be higher.
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 Yeah. So the little spindles will be the arms. So our angel has arms.
All right. Here we go.
But none of you guys had that darn pixie haircut. It was just an excuse for when you were a girl so your mother didn't have to worry about brushing your hair or doing any sort of a hairstyle. No, Candy, pathetic. Very pathetic. And I weighed next to nothing. Cena said beautiful. Yeah, everybody felt sorry for me when I was little. John, you saw the pictures.
Oh yeah.
Not good.
Not good.
Yeah, everybody like complained because their mom brushed their long hair, but my mom just hacked my hair off. And then I let my hair grow once I was old enough and I wasn't as, yeah, Cena says she loves spindles. I had more control of my hair. I let it grow really, really long. Candy said, thank goodness no pixies for her. For an extremely short bang. Yeah. Michelle said another gave her sister a pixie.
Oh.
And then I let my hair grow long, and in college then, I decided I wanted to have that Farrah Fawcett kind of a haircut. I got the layered, extreme layered haircut. I really like that. I wore that for years. But I'm kind of sorry I just didn't leave it long and wear it in different styles. And later when I got into ballroom dancing, I let it grow long so I could fix my hair in all different styles according to the dresses and things that I wore. It's just fun, you know, a fun statement. And John, you never were allowed to have long hair when you were young.
No.
So you're
I just had a crew cut.
So John's living the dream, having the long hair he was never allowed to have. And John had like that really thick, black almost. Was your hair black or extremely?
Yeah, I think it kind of, well, dark, yeah, darkish black, yeah.
Yeah, it's between black and dark brown, really thick curly hair when he was younger. Even in college and when you first start working the pictures.
Yeah,
You could have had a good afro.
I could have.
Hi Missy, welcome. I hope you enjoy. Oh, Sienna said she had a gypsy cut.
Oh.
Is that like a Farrah Fawcett shag or whatever? Allegra said she never had a pixie. Well, you were lucky.
Ha.
The only thing good about them was you didn't have to comb them. They looked the same combed or uncombed. It was just really short.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're only 4 away from a nice round number. So 4 followers. So if anybody isn't following, we'd love for you to jump on. And we're also trying to build up our YouTube page because oh boy, that looks cool. So there are the arms for the angel. But we're trying to build up the YouTube, and if you would subscribe to that, it's free. And we just don't know where Facebook's going these days. They're deleting all the old videos and changing things. And so you know, we want to make sure we be able to reach everybody. And the other thing, we have a Telegram channel, and if you look at our link tree, it tells you where we are on YouTube, and it tells you on Telegram. Telegram's free to sign up, and it asks for your phone number, but I don't think that's visible to anybody, the phone number.
No.
But it gives you a little bing if you choose to have the bing sound, and it'll let you know when, yeah, all our snow's gone here. Just cold on the river that it was frozen still the other day.
Yes.
But it gives you a little bing. We give notifications, so John usually sends something out when letting you know when we're going to go live. So if it's a last minute thing that we're going on, you will be able to get notification. And also, if we tell you ahead and you forget, it does give, you know, we try to put out a little reminder. So
We're trying.
so that's why we had there's a lot of things in the back, and Chris just said, great job, John. There's a lot of things in the behind the scenes that the crafters have to do, and we're not monetized or anything, but there's a lot of stuff, and it's all involving technology. And being a little older, we're very challenged with that. So everything takes us longer, and it's a little frustrating. And if you look at that video, Candy said her aunt went through cosmetology. I got that. See more, Candy.
Whoa.
She said her aunt went through cosmetology school, and her aunt was trimming her bangs, and while her mom and she were talking, her bangs just kept getting shorter.
That's like a Marx Brothers thing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, my mom, that's how my mom didn't know anything about it and really wasn't interested in putting her heart into trimming my bangs, but felt the necessity to do it always the night before school pictures. So some of my bangs were probably only about a half an inch long, because she just kept trying to even them out, and they just stayed crooked, but just very short crooked. And you said your dad used to give you the crew cut when you were young.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day, people didn't worry about how stuff looked. It was economical. And John's dad thought it was a way to save some money. John's dad
Just
was
got a buzz, that was it.
a pencil pusher, and so he was always putting the pencil to the paper on the econo plan. I tried to see if I could get you on YouTube, but I can't on my part. Well, Candy, there's a link, and you can just click on that, and that should take you to it. But you can also just type in "done by me," and on Facebook, on YouTube, and it should, you might have to scroll down quite a bit till you come to it, because, we're a new, what's it called, channel? Mm-hmm. We're a new channel, and so we're not at the top of the thing, so you might have to scroll down quite a bit till you come to it. But there is, we have a link tree, I think. We had somebody set that up for us, and you can just go to that and click on it. And again, you may have to scroll down a little bit to come to it. Oh boy, she looks good, John. She's starting to look like an angel.
You look like an angel.
You're
That's
not
a
allowed
song.
to sing it, Walk Like an Angel.
I know. Well, it says I don't know. Hey, I don't have the rights, so just popped into my head.
Yes, look like an angel.
Is it?
Yeah, but you can't sing it.
Okay.
We don't have the rights to any
It just
music.
popped into my head. I'm sorry.
So that you can put on last, but if you want to drill 2 little holes on the arm so we could attach that with the thin wire.
Yeah, I figure I better do this next.
Okay.
Is that high enough?
Yep, whatever you think. That's poetic license, is it called?
I don't know, is it?
Do
Figure
what you want.
attach it first, I think.
So that's
Oh,
a vintage canning ring, and you wouldn't use it for canning now because it's really rusty. Oh, Missy said her brother and she both had bowl cuts and they looked like twins. That's funny. And I love looking at the pictures of kids back in the day, how cute they looked. And and I showed you all those clothes that I have, the old vintage kids clothes I just love. And of course I dress my kids like all the little storybook characters. I put the old-fashioned looking clothes on them when they were young and vulnerable, and you could do it. So what do you make now, John?
I don't know. Something.
Her halo. And I never did figure out what's the difference between, everybody said, God bless you, John.
Thank you.
How can you tell the difference when you see all these little cherubs and little angels and little cupids? I don't know what's what. I don't know how you tell the difference. Everybody says, bless you, John.
Thank you.
So it's starting to look good, John.
Okay.
Oh, geez, you only have 15 minutes left. Is that right?
That's right.
Oh, man, the time flies.
I know.
Candy said she saves her old jar rings and top seals for crafts. Her husband's always trying to throw them out. I say, no, they're in my craft. Oh, great Candy supplies. I did the Seymour,
Oh boy,
and I stayed on.
that was
Yeah,
good.
you can squeeze that a little tighter with regular pliers. Take your regular pliers there, or your wrench, or whatever you call that, and you can just squeeze it with that. That works much better than the needle nose. It's amazing because John didn't know how to do any of this handiwork before, and he's really
You like it that hot?
really learning. Yeah, it could be a hair higher even, I think. What do you think, guys? Right height or for her halo? Candy said she's so proud of you.
Oh, well, thanks. But hey, that's all matter. Let's see. I hope this will work.
Are those the little, like, horseshoe things?
Yeah. Yes, indeedy.
Yeah, I had so much stuff, because I was always in co-ops and things, probably over 50 years of selling in brick and mortars, and I was always fixing stuff myself. And every yard sale, I just bought my tools and all the crazy stuff I have, and I would try to figure out how to fix things. It wasn't always accurate, but I sure tried. And I always lived in a small town, so you could go in, there'd be a hardware store. And I remember my toilet wasn't working, and at the time I was a single parent with 2 kids. And my toilet didn't have a shut-off, and I had to tie the flusher thing. Oh, she's proud of me. Because I whipped John into shape. The Seymour won't come up. Whoop, now I lost my comments.
Oh boy.
I can't do the Seymour. I'll look at it later, Candy. But I went up there. I had to tie the flusher thing up to the drop ceiling, a rope. And then I went up to the hardware store and I told them what I needed, and they gave me some parts. And when I went home to take off the part, it was so rusty. that it broke off, that tube thing broke off my hand. Then I had to take that back up to the hardware store and get the new thing. I'm like, I need help. And every time they feel badly for you. And finally the guy said, you know, if you want me to stop on the way home, I'm like, no, I will fix it myself. And I did eventually get it fixed, but it took 3 or 4 trips to the hardware store. That looks really cute, John.
So now you get to pick, do you want the angel to have a star here, or
Hearts if you want a star,
or would you like
or a thumbs up if you want the 3 screws
3 screws, 1,
to
2,
look like
3?
buttons on the front of her.
I don't know if you can see it. I can't. I
Hearts
don't
if
see
you
it.
want the star, and and thumbs up if you want the 3 screws so it look like buttons.
Whoop.
Hearts for the star, or thumbs up for the 3 screws. Oh, hearts are coming in, John. I think the hearts are going to be it. Hi, Giselle. Everybody likes the star.
You like the star? You don't like my rusty screws?
They like the star.
Okay.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you. Michelle says she can't give hearts on the phone. Yeah, you can't on that flip phone either, can you, John?
No. Can't do anything good. Can you imagine, like, that's how that was?
Thanks, Allegra.
That was the latest technology, those flip phones. And
Yeah, remember that?
I also was thinking, like, I remember some of the hardest thing you had to figure out in technology was how do you program that VCR?
Yeah. And I might as well have John tape up our remote because I'm always doing something on it and then I can't watch TV and I'm in a panic. Call John, come in quick, there's a crisis in here. Fix the TV so I can watch it. I remember when I was in high school, they talked about technology and they said, oh, there's going to be a pay-to-view TV. And I just couldn't figure out how that would work. Thank you, Sarah. Just couldn't figure out. They said the 3 buttons means it's a snowman, so that's good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I grabbed that. If I looked harder, maybe I could have found something better, but that was right where I could see it. Yeah, remember it said be kind, rewind when you were returning a video?
Oh, yeah, right.
And then you always were worried that they'd ban you from there if you didn't rewind your video.
Yeah.
And you'd go and you'd have to pick it out, what you were going to watch. And I remember you'd be standing in line at that rental box and there'd be a couple kids from a family and they'd be fighting over what video they'd be renting that night. They'd only be allowed to rent one.
Well,
And look how far we've come.
yeah, no VCRs.
And I couldn't get over that pay-to-view. I couldn't understand how you could be paying to see something on your TV. And when I went to college, undergraduate, it was a big college, 20,000 students, and they only had one computer, and it was as big as this tavern room, really a big, big room, and it was in glass. And you would sign up and you'd take a box of your cards. What were those cards called, John? They look like index, bigger
Yeah, I
than
don't know.
index cards.
I don't know.
Yeah, Candy said her grandpa was born 1896. But, oh, you're measuring the wire?
For the hole to drill through it.
Oh, okay. But, yeah, you have only 7 minutes, John.
7 minutes.
And
hey,
you
listen.
want to drill a hole in the bottom, too. Tell them how you're going to,
Oh, so, yeah, We'll see whether I get this finished or not. But this is how she is.
She looks great, I think.
And we're gonna wire a heart to her, whether I can finish it or not.
Maybe we'll just use a regular wreath if I can find a little round one rather than a heart. Because now she has a star, it looks like a bit much.
Okay.
So I'd wait on that.
Okay, we're gonna wait on that. That's pressure's off then. So let's see.
Bernice said she's beautiful.
It's almost 5 minutes, not quite, but
Oh, geez.
we want to
Cheryl.
thank Janice and Krista again for inviting us to the Mischievous Friends Crafting Group. I hope I got that right.
And I hope we controlled ourselves enough.
It's the first time we're here, so thanks very much for inviting us along. We appreciate it, and we hope you had a chance to watch the other crafters, and in case you didn't, go back and watch their replays. And stay tuned after us is Misty with the Crafty Farmers. I think I got that right. Let me check. Misty with the Crafty Farmers. I had to write a note. So she's on after us, so don't go away. Stay tuned for us.
Yeah, Candy, that's what I was thinking. We don't need a heart now that we have the star.
Yeah, so hey, so she turned out pretty cool. So Marilyn said, if you want, we want to make something like this, and then we're going to go ahead and put it in our, I don't think we've decided where, but we're going to use it as some garden art in one of the gardens somewhere. So then when we're ready for that, what I'm going to do is find the, well, I found this. Came from some collection somewhere, some curbside collection somewhere. But I'll pound this into the ground, and then I'll find a dowel, one of the wooden dowels. We have some in the barn. It doesn't have to be the same diameter. Obviously, it could be a lot smaller. But anyway, some dowel that fits inside this metal pipe. I'll put this in the ground, and then I'll go ahead and drill the proper hole for the dowel at the bottom of this, and then I can put that in and glue it, and then I'll be able to pound this in the ground, and then the dowel will slide down into the pipe, and then we'll have our garden art, and she'll be somewhere. We'll figure it out and
So we can leave the pipe in the garden and
take her in for the winter.
take her in for the winter. Just lift her up with the dowel,
So
and then that'll go in. So a lot
when
of
we
it's-
get to that, we'll take a picture or a video or something, and
if you
or
remember,
we'll have you watch me do it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
if you remember, we showed you we had a lot of garden art in the rose and lavender garden. It's peonies, roses, and lavender in that one garden, and John leaves the PVC pipes in the garden and just lifts the things off and brings the glass things and brings them in for the winter.
Yeah.
So he has a big collection that he has to bring in, and last summer we didn't even get the stuff out until like August. We just always are, it's too much to do and not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, we're always behind the 8 ball. But hey, you just plug along. That's my famous line. Whatever rises to the top, that's what you do. And whatever becomes a priority, you work on. And
So
otherwise,
maybe we'll tie a jute bow on her around her neck.
yeah, Marilyn will figure it out. You know that.
Yeah,
She'll-
we might do some things. If you
she'll
have any
finesse something.
suggestions on what we could add to her. We thought about using 2 screws and making eyes, but I don't know whether that would take away from her or not.
So we had the old baluster, and that's her body, and her wings from an old rusty license plate, and her arms from a dowel from a chair that I had broken apart, and her halo from an old, what's it, mason jar, Mara?
Canning jar.
Canning
rim.
jar, an old canning jar with some
Rim.
some wire from our favorite local hardware store that we rusted out
Yeah, they told
long
us
couple
how to
years
rust
ago
it,
already.
yeah. Probably
So
4 years or 5 years ago.
that's all the parts, and we hope you liked it. We stopped about a minute and a half, Mara.
Yeah, if you have a suggestion of what you think to add to her, let us know. We're always interested in your thoughts. We don't do any research. We just try to figure things out.
It's just Mare figuring it out. What's up her sleeve?
And trying to use what we have. So it was fun. This is one of the first times.
Cheryl says she had plenty of buttons for eyes.
Yeah.
Yep. Lots to pick from for sure.
And we try, you know, we don't always get invited to something that's a theme. So this was very exciting to be invited, our first time on Mischievous Crafters. And, you know, and they had a theme. So it was a little bit of a challenge and kind of good for us to think a little bit differently from what we were going to, you know, we think about
Yeah,
making.
so, you know, hey, that's Marilyn. So, again, she puts it together and it came out great. And I just tried to execute it. So I'm always worried whether you get finished on time or not. So, hey, it worked out well. And
Allegra, I'll go back.
It's
I
a
don't
fun
see
project.
It right off. Allegra said she had an idea, but I'll go back.
We'll go back and look, sure.
And
So,
find it. Yeah,
so don't forget to hang tight. It's, I don't know, it's almost 6 o'clock. It is 6 o'clock.
We'd love for you
Yeah,
to
love for you to follow us, and we have our links on the page. And thanks for joining us today in the Mischievous Craft Friends group. And stay tuned for Misty with the Crafty Farmers. Good night, everybody.